Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame, though it might be nice.
So, welcome to the NBA playoffs, guys. But if you guys are hyped for the playoffs, you know, just as much as I am, definitely leave a like. If your favorite team's in the playoffs, you should definitely leave a like. Or just leave a like anyway, you know. And definitely consider subscribing, because, you know, I mean the world to me. But, so Heat versus Sixers, guys, you know, coming into this series, the series was tied 2-2 in the regular season. And I didn't expect anything different. 3 out of the 4 games were like super close competitive games, and I know this is exactly how this series is gonna go. But both teams have very deep teams, and the Sixers are supposed to get Joel Embiid back, I guess, at some point in this series, so that's just gonna make it even harder for the Heat. So if the Heat are gonna win this series, you know, it's not gonna be an easy one by any stretch, because people out there have the Sixers making the conference finals and the finals, so I don't know where all that came from. But I mean, if we're being realistic, the East is wide open for anybody, including the Sixers and the Heat. So, I mean, I can't hate on people's predictions about that, but who knows? Maybe a rookie Ben Simmons is the GOAT. There's no debate, and he'll make the finals. We'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, Robert Covington had 2 really nice blocks right off the bat, and that pretty much set the tone for how this game was going to go. You know, both teams playing like really tough defense. I did like how the game started with both teams just kind of trading buckets. Pretty close game, and at one point I know the Heat had a 12-point lead, and like, you know, I was thinking, hey, maybe there's a chance, you know. But like in the playoffs, like a 12-point lead, any of that doesn't mean anything. But I thought we were going in the right path. And as for the Sixers, their 3-point shooters were just feeling it tonight. And Ben Simmons too, you know. But you know, Ben Simmons literally just about had a triple-double. I think he was like, he might have been 1 rebound or assist away, but dude nearly had it. But guys, I'm the third quarter, man, like for some reason the third quarter always turns out to be the Heat's worst enemy. Like that's like some, I don't know if we're cursed or if it's just the Miami Heat thing, but man, did we choke that second half, and especially that third quarter, man. I mean, going into the break, I think the Heat had like an 8-point lead at halftime, and you know, that's good if you're the Heat, you know. You want to keep that momentum going through the second half and maybe steal one on the road, but man, that third quarter is our, not just in the playoffs, but in the regular season, it's been our worst enemy. And on top of that, like Philadelphia's 3-point shooters, like your JJ Redicks, Bellinelli's, Ilyasovas, like those dudes just went off. And especially in that second half, the Heat's defense, like we were just not in sync. Like I found myself pretty stressed out watching that second half and watching us go on that drought. I think we might have gone like 6 minutes without a bucket, and in the regular season, like maybe you can get away with that, but in the playoffs, you just can't, and especially against this Philly team that just loves to shoot threes and play aggressive defense. I mean, if you're the Heat, you really can't be doing that. But like I said, I'm not gonna overreact, because especially Bellinelli and Ilyasova, like they were getting wide open looks and they were just making some crazy shots. And I know, knowing the Heat and how they've reacted to losses all season, I know they're gonna look over film and they're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again, and they're gonna definitely step it up on the defense line. Who wouldn't? It's the playoff. And as for Whiteside, man, like I love Whiteside. He definitely makes my top 5 center list, like best centers in the NBA. But man, like I know like a few weeks ago Whiteside was complaining about his minutes, you know, wasn't getting enough minutes, not playing in crunch time and stuff. But Whiteside, like, you're a good player, you're dominant, like you can block shots, you can rebound. Like I'm never gonna question that, because he's proven it. That's why he has the max contract. That's why he's got the high rating in 2K. But Whiteside's just gotta stay consistent with it, because he looked so out of rhythm in that game. Like I remember there were points in the game where Saric and other players were just getting clean cuts to the basket when Whiteside was in the game. You gotta protect the paint, you know. That's what you're here to do. And on switches too, you know, like you just gotta switch out and try your best against these 3-point shooters. Like I can live with Whiteside contesting a three-pointer and the other person's still making it, but wide open, like, that's just a problem. But not gonna overreact. I know the Heat are gonna look over tape. They're gonna come out with a better game too, especially Dragic. It took him a bit, but he got it going a little bit, and I know that's not gonna happen again. But I'm not gonna take anything away from Philly. They played an amazing game. Ben Simmons had some really nice highlights. He had a nice crossover down low over Kelly Olynyk. I was jealous of that. That was pretty nice. And you know, there's shooters just making shots. JJ Redick, man, this dude came to play. And like he looks like he's trying to win. Like obviously everyone's trying to win, but JJ Redick was like locked in. So I'm not gonna overreact. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think this is how the series is gonna look? Do you think the Heat will bounce back? Do you think the Sixers are just ready and they're just gonna steamroll past the Heat? Let me know. But those are just some of the things that I got from game one. I expect game two to be just as competitive. You know, I expect the Sixers to still be making tough shots, but I expect the Heat to bounce back. I expect more on the offensive end just from the whole team. Because, you know, you can't just have Kelly Olynyk dropping 26 points and then nobody else really showing up. Like, Dragic, Wade was playing good, but James Johnson, Richardson didn't look too good out there. But it's just one game, not going to trip. But dudes like him, like, just got to bring it more on the offensive end and just keep the defense going, and that's what will make this a series. So those are just some of my thoughts from game one, guys. I'm not gonna overreact. I know the Heat will bounce, but guys, I'll be back right after game two, so stay tuned. Make sure to like, subscribe if you're new. It'd mean the world to me. I'll be covering these playoffs as much as I can, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't